Welcome to Friday Finds. My name's Emma and I'm the director here at the Corinium Museum in Cirencester. And today I'm going to talk to you about a wonderful collection that we're hoping to put on display very, very soon. And the objects I'm going to show you were found in 2017 by Foundations Archaeology. And they found them in an area where there was an early Bronze Age beaker barrow. These objects belong to a chieftain, and you'll see from the objects when I show you them that they're exceptional. I'm going to start by showing you a stone wrist guard. Unwrap this very carefully. This is made of green stone, and it's very similar, if you've heard of the Amesbury Archer, it's very similar wrist guard to the Amesbury Archer. You can see it's in nearly perfect condition. Got little holes here on the edges, and you can see some of the scraping here where the arrows may well have passed to protect the archer's wrist when they were using it back in the early Bronze Age. So it's really, really early. The stone, we think, came from Langdale, so it's very much a green stone, very similar to the objects you found from the Neolithic, the greenstone axe factory, and it's absolutely exceptionally made. So that's the first object in the collection. The second object is what I would say essential for survival. Anybody that's seen any survival programs or read any survival books will know how you would need to have access to tools to make fire. And in this case, we have a striker light kit. So we've got a beautifully sort of worn piece of flint here. I'll just show you that around the edge here. And we've got a piece of iron oxide. So this is almost like a marquisite stone that would create, when it strikes the flint, it creates a little spark. So if you've got a little bundle of dried material, dried grasses, you'll be able to create a spark and start your fire. So that's essential for survival. And this was buried with our early Bronze Age chieftain in his Bronze Age barrow. Things get even more special. So I'm going to show you in a second another object which relates to survival. And this time, it's a very, very beautiful copper knife. Again, the craftsmanship, when you consider this is 4,000 or so years old, the craftsmanship is exceptional. You can see, beautiful shape. This is where you would have had an organic handle of some form. And also in this box, we have the end of the knife, which is called a pommel, and that would sit in the end to stop you from damaging the end of your hand as you went down to grab your knife. So the pommel is made of bone. I just try and take this out here. So you can see that would sit nicely in the end of the handle of the knife. So there we have another, tool essential for survival in the early Bronze Age. And there are sort of small traces of organic material kind of almost imprinted onto this particular blade. And these may have been woven grasses or leaves that made the sheath in which the knife sat. So it's all very, very beautiful and very natural. And this would have been one of the earliest pieces of metal to arrive in Britain. Finally, we have an incredibly special object. It's the earliest piece of amber in the Corinium Museum's collection, and this has been perforated with two little holes, and the holes go into a V shape. So this piece of amber, which has been wonderfully conserved by the team over at the Wiltshire Conservation, this goes into a V shape. So it was probably used as a toggle possibly a bead that's sat around the neck, but also possibly these amber toggles were also used to hold a burial shroud in place. And as this was found in a beaker burial, it is a possibility. Now, when you think about it, whoever has deposited this bead in the grave has brought it from a phenomenally long distance. This bead has potentially travelled from the Baltics. So where you find lots of amber. We could do with a few tests to find out where the amber is actually from, but it's just a beautiful object. It's not gold, it's not shiny, but it's so special because you very, very rarely find amber from the Bronze Age, and particularly from the early Bronze Age. In this country, and it's just special to find it in this context. So I hope you can see this is one of my favourite collections that we have ever received in the museum. I'm very grateful to Andy Hood of Foundations Archaeology for discovering it, and we're really excited to put this on display. So do come over and have a look once we announce the release date.